Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot and a PMDG 777 beta tester. Welcome back to the 777 freighter. Today we are in New York and we are going to fly the AeroLogic flight 381 to Cincinnati, which is around an hour and 35 minutes of flight time. So join me in the cockpit of the 777 as we're about to prepare for our cargo service. We're going to start our flight down here on the electronic flight bag, requesting our data from SimBrief, and here it comes. Now a quick look at our departure weather, and that's showing pretty nice conditions, 319 gusting 32. That's how I like it, and we do have Virga to the northeast. That's going to be interesting seeing if the sim can actually depict that. Now let's go over into the actual flight plan and have a look at the conditions of the flight. So we'll start right down here on our charts, and we can see the significant weather charts basically don't give us anything over here. Now, interestingly enough, doesn't have data available for half the flight. Well, that one looks a little bit better, I gotta say. So, good weather conditions pretty much all over, with a little bit of headwind, which we can see on the wind chart down here as well. Now, if we move up into the specific weather information for our flight, then we can see our destination Cincinnati is reporting clear skies, temperatures 4 degrees, altimeter 2992, and westerly winds, and our first alternate Indianapolis is pretty good as well. Now, in Indianapolis from 1900 we do have a couple of gusts. In Cincinnati they only come from about 2000 onwards, so by that time we should just about have landed, hopefully. Nonetheless, better safe than sorry, so we are going to take a little bit of extra fuel here. Looking into the fuel section of our flight plan, they want us to go with 17.5. We round that up, take 20 tons, then we should be more than good to go. So, that much about our flight plan. Then let's go ahead and start with our aircraft setup. So, the ADRU switch has been off for 30 seconds and then on. Now let's go ahead and check the status display. And over here we do have sufficient hydraulic quantities, we have sufficient oxygen for both the crew and the supernumeraries. And we have no important messages down there. For our ICAS, let's cancel and recall all those messages and check that there is nothing on here that shouldn't be there, and this is looking pretty good indeed. Now let's do the oxygen pressure test. And the oxygen pressure is still okay, very good. So then, documents are on board, emergency equipment is checked, and with the final thing here, we don't have a broadband comm switch installed on this aircraft, but we do have a voice recorder, which we can already switch on. Well, with that, our aircraft is ready for service. Now let's go ahead and start to prepare for our flight. So in the FMC we've got a 777-200 in here, GE90 engine, current enough database. Enter inertial position, yeah, you're gonna get that. So pause in it, GPS position, and paste. Then let's do a route request out of SimBrief. We will set the payload and the fuel, even though I am going to manually edit the fuel, and then select route. And while that's in progress, let's just go ahead and kill that transponder down here. This thing is really driving me nuts. Now, in the meantime, while we are waiting, let's quickly go over our aircraft options, because these are not synchronized between the different 777 types. So even though I did just reset my 300, my 200, respectively freighter, didn't automatically take anything of that over. So let's go ahead and adjust that real quick, shall we? So, we want 80, we want V1, rotate, and V2, and, well, that's pretty much everything I need over here already. Perfect. So then, back into the FMS. JFK to Cincinnati, box 381. All the other uplinks are also here, very good. Okay, so, then, departure. The runway is going to be 31 left today, JFK 5 departure. And our arrival into Cincinnati, currently runway 27 would kinda make sense, but I don't think they've planned us on that one. Of course they don't say us which runway we're planned on over here, but That's kind of fine. If we go down into the nav log, we should have it. 18 left. So ILS 18 left. Perfect. The arrival is going to be the Gavin 7 arrival, starting out at Collins. Alright, then route, activate, and execute. So down onto the Lex page, please. Then we can grab our departure charts. So we got the airport chart up here. Then let's see which of the different parking stand charts we need. Actually not written here. Okay. Well, that one alone here should be sufficient for our flight. So we'll just keep that one. Okay, then we need a SID chart, and it is the Kennedy 5 departure to Romeo Bravo Victor, which is right down here, Robbinsville. Okay, so 31 left means we are going to fly that famous Canarsie climb. So straight ahead to 2.5 DME from... straight ahead to 2.5 DME, and then climbing left, turn direct to remain within 4.5. That's alright. Or am I talking nonsense here? Climbing left, turn direct, Canarsie VOR, make a turn east of radial 039, remain within 4.5 DME JFK. Alright, that's easy going. So, we have the runway heading, then we have Canarsie, and thereafter it's going to be radar vectors. That's just about fine for me. Perfect. So then, we don't need any constraints on that one. The top altitude is 5,000, which we can already remember for later. Then let's go into the route data, wind data, load, and insert. Now FMC.com, descent forecast, uplink, and load. Here we go. Ground distance 566 nautical miles, and according to the flight plan it should be 577, so that's quite good. Then let's continue over here. We need the JFK VOR with a 4.5 DME circle, which it can't take. Okay, then let's enter 4. Not the best, but hey, fair enough. And on the NAVRAD page we'll also go for JFK. On here we can then read the DME directly. Okay, so far so good. Then let's go on to the VNAV page. Transition altitude 18,000 is correct for the US, and then on to our performance uplink. So the fuel is refueling still in progress. Then we can go down a little bit to the flight plan section. So we got 2.8 plus 3.9 makes 6.7. So the reserves are a little bit too low in the uplink. That's why we are checking all of that. Flight level 400, cost NX 69, minimum fuel temperature minus 37 is correct for the USA, since we have Jet A fuel on board. Cruise CG 30, and then let's go on to the takeoff page. Over here we are going to go with an acceleration altitude in 1000 above the ground. And that's pretty much all we need over here. So the last thing for us to do is to copy that route, and then we can cross-check that the route is actually correct from the uplink. So we're going from JFK to Charlie Victor Golf, and we are the German cargo 381. Now our routing is going to lead us via Romeo Bravo Victor, Quebec 430 same, Juliet 6 Collins, and that's exactly what we have. Wonderful. So Perfinite on the captain's side, and then the Route 1 page on the FO side. Perfect. Okay, so checking the overhead panel now, and luckily there isn't all that much to do up here. Oh, that's checked, and then we can already move down to see how fast this goes. Alright, QNH, let's cross-check that, and the latest is 2964. Here we go, 2964, set and set. Then flight directors are coming on. The initial will be 5000, but we'll check and set that later. Now for our checklists, reset them all. Then let's go over to the com page. Flight information, ATIS request, and we're looking for New York JFK. We'll take the VATSIM ATIS and send. So the FO side is now set as well. Then down here everything is set. Auto brakes in RTO. And for the comms we'll use 1 to 2.8 and 1 to 1.5. So like that, and like that. Perfect. Transmitting on the left, listening to left and right. Weather and turbulence for the radar, please. TCAS into above and Squawk 2000 in the absence of anything else. Okay, perfect. So we do have a new message, and that's JFK Information Alpha at 16:51. So that's, yeah, almost an hour old, but doesn't matter. Alright, 310 at 19, 2964. And they use 31 left and right, departing 31 left. No terms, operate mode Charlie on all taxiways and runways, read back all hold shot instructions, low level wind shear advisory in effect. Well, that's kinda okay. Alright, so Information Alpha is officially on board then. Okay, so with that out of the way, how about we start to get the aircraft ready for our service. So, for the departure briefing, threats. To be honest, I don't see any threats for this one. The route check has already been completed, and we do not have any threats for that one. So, it's going to be a left seat takeoff of runway 31 left, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2. The speeds will be determined in a couple moments, and our emergencies are basically as briefed in the crew room. In case of engine failure, we can proceed runway track, but make sure that out of 1,000 feet we make a left-hand turn away from Manhattan, away from downtown. Definitely don't want to go into those skyscrapers, right? All right, so taxi is actually an interesting one in here. So let's bring that chart up in the large format, provided that it doesn't hang itself up. Here we go, parking up here, then taxi out. Most likely via Whiskey Charlie, crossing somewhere over here, and then I guess we're gonna go southbound somewhere over here. But we'll have to figure out what they're gonna give us. So the sit is fairly easy. It's the 3-1 left, Canarsie climb, straight at, and a left turn out to Canarsie VOR, remain within 4.5 dm. So this is actually a little bit no-go, but don't worry about that. Once we're airborne, 400 left hand turn, direct to the VOR, and then that problem is solved. Okay, and that's pretty much everything I have for this. Okay, so that out of the way, let's see if we can already grab a clearance. Kennedy Tower, good afternoon. German Cargo 381 Heavy Information Alpha, request clearance.
1750, you're looking for a southeast departure?
3-1 left, Canarsie departure, please.
Number 172, number 172, you're tango, someone steps in. You want southeast, correct? That's correct. Southeast.
Okay. Of course, he's talking to the American aircraft first. That kind of happens in every country. Well, in any case, while they are still figuring out their VFR stuff, let's go ahead and ensure that we have the amount of fuel we wanted. So that's going to be 20 tons in here. So 20 tons is in there, and then the zero fuel weight is 178.6. And that gives a gross weight of 198.6. Office on board, roger, German Cargo 381. Okay, so we'll... Yeah, it would be lovely if they would actually send us PDC the real world way. Now, how would that go? You'd go to ADC, then lock on, and then you'd lock on to KUSK. So KUSA, in here, you send that out, And then it automatically responds with a PDC. That's how it works in the real world. It's kinda nicer than those strange private messages they send you over the Watson network. So, ATC comm established with KUSA. Very good. I'm surprised that that actually works. Don't tell me we're actually getting clearance there now. That'd be cool. In any case, they have just sent me a private message without clearance, so we might as well just have a look there. Might be a little bit quicker, to be honest. So, let's just do it that way. So, German Cargo 381, and we are at 777 freighter, departure, Romeo Bravo Victor, altitude 400, flight level I hope. So, squawk 1111. Cleared the score 5 departure Ranger transition. Climber SID, expect 410 minutes after departure. Okay, yeah, suppose then we've got to replan that departure. So score 5, Ranger transition. Alright, and execute that. So that's gonna be off. Do they have runway in here? No, they don't, huh? Okay, well, that's fine for me. Let's go ahead and find the chart for that. So, score 5. Okay, so that is on a 314 heading to intercept the 238 inbound to score. And we have 314. Then 238 inbound to score. From there on, we continue towards Metz above 2,500 and then to Ranger. And thereafter, we'll probably fly direct to Romeo Bravo Victor. Then we'll change that in the FMS when we actually get there. Okay, well. That's fine for me then. So the SID is checked with that. And then, let's go ahead with our performance. So, 198.6, and let's go, performance, runway, 31 left, 2,800 is most certainly not correct. Let's see how long that thing really is. So, 4,423 for the full length from Zulu. So, 4423 it is. Okay, the runway is dry, we'll import the weights and the weather. And then calculate. So, takeoff 2 and 48 degrees. So, takeoff 2 and 48. And that's 84.7, which checks with the EFB. Then we have a flap 5 departure, CG for 3.75 units trim, which equals the EFB, and our takeoff speed 131, 136, 141. So there is a slight difference here between the EFB and the FMS, so then the EFB always takes precedence. And here we go, 141 is inserted. Very good. So, that stuff is finished, then let's do the pre-flight checklist, please. So, prepare for pushback and departure, please. Let's see if it's smart enough to actually release any of the equipment. In the meantime, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen, tested 100%. Flight instruments, heading 225, altimeter 2967, reading 20, set left, set right. Pre-flight checklist complete. Okay, very good. So we're done with everything. Then let's turn the ATC onto the speakers, handling by Swissport, please. Main deck cargo door still open, it seems. Let's see, are they actually closing it?
Taxi, let's see, straight ahead on the Foxtrot, the Yankee, Zulu, course runway 22 right at Foxtrot.
So you are gonna go away. And then quick check to the back. making sure that everything is done. Alright, the doors are closed and looks like the cargo door is still open. Would be lovely if we had the door camera working now. That way we've just got to go over here.
If
Alright,
you were
it's
going to head to the
closing.
north,
Very good.
I would have given you runway 31 right. But because we're arriving and departing 31 left, and we have arrivals on 31 right, and you're going to head to the southeast, I'm gonna have you head towards the south shore, and then proceed eastbound along the south shore.
So then, let's prepare for pushback and departure, please.
Just so you know, okay?
So 141.
You understand? 172,
Here we go. Runway heading is 314. So, quick check on the SID chart to see what our initial climb is going to be. Score 5. Get out of the way. Actually, you can only do one direction, so that's fine. No initial climb published in here, huh? Oh yeah, there it is. Maintain 5000, expect clearance to flight level 10 minutes after departure. That's fine. So maintain 5000. Okay.
JetBlue 1533
Ground flight?
coming out.
Go.
Golf short of Alpha.
So, please confirm, doors hatches closed, ground equipment removed,
JetBlue
bypass pins
1533
installed.
Canning Tower, hello.
That's
Thank you
all
for help.
confirmed.
Would you like an intersection departure, or would
Roger,
you like to land?
thanks.
We can take an intersection.
So, can we
JetBlue
pressurize?
1533,
Yeah, clear pressurize.
very good. Runway 31 left at Kilo, 11,750 feet available. Taxi via right on Alpha.
Okay, runway 31 left at Kilo for departure, and it's right on Alpha for JetBlue.
So, trim 3.14 units, or 3.25 actually, here it is. And before start checklist down to the line. No, it's a 777, down to beacon. MCP, V2 141, heading 314, altitude 5000. Takeoff speeds, V1 131, VR 136, V2 141. CDU pre-flight, completed, trim 3. Should have been 3.75, let's retrim that. See, that's why we're doing these checks. So 3.75, 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing, completed, holding at beacon. German cargo 381, fully ready. Can we push on our own here, or do we need clearance? No? Okay, let's try it that way. German cargo 381 heavy is fully ready. Do we need pushback clearance over here, or is it ramp on Honeycomb?
German cargo 381 heavy for push and start. That's at pilot's discretion, and you can just you can call for taxi short of Charlie 6.
Call you at Charlie 6, German cargo 381. Thanks. Okay, before start checklist complete.
98,
So, ground flight, go. Pushback is approved and the parking brake is now released. Roger, start the pushback and stand by for the engines.
10 to 1515 knots reported by all types from 1500 feet to the surface. Wind 31019, gust 32, runway 31 right.
Thank you, start on the push and stand by for
Runway
engines.
31 right, clear to land. Air Canada 8890. Sorry, 8898.
So, here we go.
And reducing.
Right, so let's see. The off block at 1753. I believe the off block, the schedule is 55. Yeah, it is. Perfect.
Air Canada 8898.
So, with that, we're on the way.
November 22 left for November 172 Sierra Tango.
So, hold short Charlie 6, he said, which is up here. So, we'll hold short over here. I think this is probably the line.
Oh, you're welcome. And 172 Sierra Tango, did you have a destination in mind after you depart to the southeast?
Okay, starting engines, 2 then 1 in sequence. Engine 2 start. Clear 2.
I'm sorry, 172 Sierra Tango, can you say again?
So one thing that I find really strange, the way VATSIM handles those ramps in the US, is that they kind of treat it like everyone simply does whatever they want. But in the real world, you do have a ramp control, and we do advise them when we start the push. And if there's any conflicting traffic, they're gonna let us know. Often they just answer with pushback at your discretion, but there is communication taking place. Different to how it works in VATSIM, where everyone just does whatever they want.
Sierra Tango, just for the plan of action, I'm going to bring you the South Shore eastbound, and then I have you exit the Bravo by way of the South Shore. But I'll give you the instructions on how to do that. Don't worry. I know you said you weren't familiar, but I'll be more than happy to help you with that.
Okay. Thank you a lot for that, sir. Now I'm going to the Sierra Tango.
You're welcome. Break, JetBlue 511 wind, tree 1019, gust tree 2, runway tree 1 left, full left.
And maybe we get starting 2, starting 1.
1 left, 4 left, clear for takeoff, people pilot. Can you say again the wind direction?
Infinity wind, tree 1019,
Okay, push complete, set brakes.
Roger, thank you.
Brake set. So, injecting the fuel. I really like how you can hear that. The engine sound really changes when that happens. Okay, we have 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the right hand side, please, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. So, engine anti-ice is not needed for our departure. TCAS off is checked. Flaps 5. And flight control check.
JetBlue 15, 30, tree K tower, tree 1 left at kilo, line up and wait.
31 left at kilo.
Full down.
For JetBlue 1530.
Neutral.
JetBlue 1853 Kennedy 8 is Alpha, current runway tree 1 left.
Full left.
Taxi via Foxtrot, a Yankee Zulu, for us runway 2 to red at Fox.
Full right.
Foxtrot, Yankee Zulu, proceed to right.
Neutral. And the rudder? Full left.
JetBlue 511 Ranger transition.
Full right.
Approved.
Neutral. Alright, he's leaving. He's holding a pin in the hands.
You're welcome. Good day.
So, before taxi checklist. Anti-ice, auto, recall, checked, flight controls, checked, ground equipment, clear, before taxi checklist complete. So we're clear on the left side, and we are clear on the right side.
1530 tree, wind tree 1019, gust tree 2, runway
Brake
tree 1
released.
left at kilo, clear for takeoff.
31 left at kilo, cleared for takeoff. JetBlue.
So, let's go to hold short of Charlie 6, which is the first crossing taxiway. German Cargo 381 Heavy approaching Charlie 6.
German Cargo tree 1 heavy, runway tree 1 left. Taxi via Charlie Delta, hold short tree 1 right.
31 left via Charlie Delta, hold short 31 right, German Cargo 381. Okay, so Charlie 6, Charlie, and then we've got to find Delta, but first of all, make a right turn off over here.
Your squawking mode, Charlie, please. You can exit left on Whiskey, and which taxiway do you enter the ramp today?
Canada 8898, we'll make a left at Whiskey, we'll check squawk mode C, and I'll let you know in 1 second.
JetBlue 1853, if you want to depart from Yankee, that's also available.
Okay, we're on Charlie 6 now. Let's have a quick look and find Delta. Nope, That was not it.
Alright, JetBlue 1853.
It's better. So Delta is over here. So left on
Yankee,
Charlie, right on
straight
Delta,
ahead.
hold short of the runway.
Alright, we'll keep going right ahead. And expect 31 left at Yankee, JetBlue 185.
And then Charlie is going to be next
You're
left.
welcome. Break, JetBlue 1533.
Clear left side.
Yankee transition.
Clear right
Changes,
side.
Have a great flight.
Okay, thanks very much. It's the Yankee transition and frequency to for 1550 inshallah.
Air Canada 8898, you should
Right,
be
speed
something
down
like
10.
Hotel Bravo, Hotel to the International.
And here we go.
Approaching
Terminal number 6.
3 left.
Okay, very good. Air Can 8898 straight ahead on Whiskey, left on Alpha, Alpha to the ramp. Remain this frequency.
Should ahead Whiskey, left Alpha, Alpha to the ramp, this frequency, Air Canada 8898.
Air Can 8898, just, let's see, okay, no wonder why. Do me a favor, recycle transponder 4664, please.
4664, 8898.
Okay, Delta is going to be the next to the right. There's one aircraft lining up over there.
German Cargo 381 Heavy, cross runway 31 right at Delta. Taxi Delta. Left on Bravo. Foxtrot. Yankee. Zulu. Cross runway 22 right at Fox.
German Cargo 381, crossing runway 31 right in Delta, then left on Bravo, Foxtrot, Yankee Zulu, cross 22 right at Foxtrot. Okay.
720 Tango, you'll be number 2 for departure after
I
the
suppose that
320
probably
on
means
Yankee ahead
the
of you
7
on,
or the
Yankee. So you'll be
777
number
over
2
here
with
is
about a
AI
3-minute
traffic
hold for
then.
wake
Even though I
turbulence,
could
okay?
swear I turned it off, but
Approaching 3 1 right.
in any case, we are clear to cross now, and we are clear of the traffic as well. So, left onto Bravo. Now those taxiway signs here are strange. This one says Alpha, this one says Bravo. But just to verify, Bravo is the outer one, so it's going to be a left-hand turn over here. Clear right side and clear left
For
side.
1720 Tango, you can continue to, I'm sorry, it's very difficult, it's a little bit difficult to understand with your mic, so if I sound repetitive, my apologies. It's tree one left at Kilo Echo, continue straight ahead on Bravo, and hold short of Kilo Echo. You'll be number 2 for departure, behind the A320, and it'll be about a 3-minute delay for wake turbulence.
Alright, so we're in Bravo now. The next up, Foxtrot Yankee Zulu. So, Bravo,
You're welcome.
Foxtrot,
Break, attention all aircraft, County Tower information, Bravo, current, energy wind,
Then
3022,
Yankee.
altimeter 2966.
Okay.
Break, JetBlue 1853.
Right, it just said altimeter
3022,
2966.
best 28, tree one left at Yankee, clear for takeoff.
That's cross-checked, reading 20.
0 left at Yankee, clear for takeoff, JetBlue 1856.
It's really not that easy taxiing on these airports when you aren't there like regularly. My last time in JFK with ATC has been a little while, so we gotta just take it careful here. So Foxtrot is next to the left, and he said in Foxtrot, cross 22 right. So strobes are still on. Okay, 10 knots for the turn, and we are clear to cross. And if there's anyone coming, I can't see them, and as we all know, if you can't see something, then it doesn't exist.
720 Tango, looks like you missed taxiway Kilo Echo, but you can continue straight ahead on Juliet. Cross runway 22 right at Juliet, taxi right on Yankee, hold short tree
So,
one
in Foxtrot, we are crossing, and then we continue straight ahead. Foxtrot, Yankee, and Zulu. And I think that should really be it then. On Zulu we can more or less go all the way to the runway.
JetBlue 1853 Yankee transition, frequency change approved. Thank you for the help, and we'll see you next time.
Alright, Yankee transition, good job. We'll see you next time. Thanks, JetBlue 1853. Good day.
You're welcome. Good day. My pleasure.
So, right onto Yankee.
Yeah, Tower Canada 8898. Sorry, I misinterpreted my exit from my entry to the terminal. I believe it's actually Kilo Foxtrot, so mind if I make a right on Alpha?
Oh, Aircan 8898, you're fine just how you are. Continue straight ahead on Alpha. Kilo Foxtrot's going to be on the opposite side of Hotel Bravo. So you're in Hotel Bravo right now, though, to your right. If you continue to Kilo Foxtrot,
here we are.
continue straight ahead on taxiway Alpha.
Roger, straight ahead at taxiway Alpha, right at Kilo Foxtrot.
So,
Air
before
Canada
takeoff
8898.
checklist, before takeoff checklist, complete.
You're welcome.
So, we do have a little bit of power here. Alright, next left is going to be Zulu.
Kennedy, hold short tree 1 left, hold for wake turbulence.
Only for wake turbulence, 172 Tango.
Okay, over to the left. And that is Zulu. Really interesting to taxi on these large airports, isn't it? Alright, so there's one aircraft holding short of the runway, whom they're holding for wake turbulence. They have not actually assigned us any holding point. Well, yeah, they said Zulu, so we are just going all the way via Zulu then. Now we're approaching hotel. Clear on the right side, nothing coming. And then we more or less go straight on Zulu. A little bit hard to see with that little turn over here if you're unfamiliar with the airport. But here we are, that's looking good. So, I can't really see the other aircraft anymore. German cargo 381 Heavy, ready for departure.
German cargo 381 Heavy, hold short tree 1 left, you're number 2.
Hold short 31 left, German cargo 381. Okay, so, hold short. That goes out and that goes out. Long aircraft, so we better make sure we taxi all the way forward to the holding point. Don't just stop anywhere here, take it all the way to the line. And remember that you've got a huge cutoff angle there. I believe it's like 90 meters or so that you don't see in front of the aircraft.
Sierra Tango, turn left heading 160.
So pretty much like this.
Runway tree 1 left at the Yankee, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, that guy just got a takeoff turns out of Yankee, so over here. So basically we could line up.
And 172 Sierra Tango, just verified left turn heading 160, please.
Alright, so that's him then. I have no clue where that Delta is going.
Thank you.
Okay, to revise the takeoff briefing, left seat takeoff 31 left, flaps 5, engine anti-ice is auto, takeoff speeds 131, 136, 141, and we have a rather strong D-rate over here. So, if anything happens, especially with those gusts in mind right now, if anything happens, we can always go to the full takeoff 2 D-rate, so we can cancel the ATM. And that should give us plenty of power. We are so light, we can't go full power anyway, since we're below 200 tons.
Kennedy, tree 1 left, full length, line up and wait.
31 left, line up and wait, German cargo 381.
Number 172 Sierra Tango, radar contact, say altitude.
Altitude 700.
Okay, I'll ignore the AI traffic right now. That's him. I'll ignore him.
1720 Tango, turn left heading 160, maintain at or below 1000, please.
So he is gone.
1000 will turn left heading 160, 1720 Tango.
Alright, so now we're just waiting for that VFR traffic to turn away from our departure area, and once he's clear we are gonna get our takeoff clearance. I'm fairly sure that this is him, so we should get our clearance at any moment then, I suppose. And there's still the AI on the runway, however, ATC can't see that.
3022, gust 28, runway 31 left full length, clear for takeoff.
31 left full length, clear takeoff, John Cargo 381 heavy. Alright, well,
172
the AI is turning off, perfect timing.
500, proceed direct to South Shore.
Okay, takeoff.
Maintaining at or below 500, proceeding direct to South Shore.
Stabilized, set takeoff thrust. Perfect timing, the AI is just off the runway over there. Checked, thrust set.
V1, rotate, V2.
Oh, 1720 Tango, requesting Q&A.
Energy altimeter
Positive climb, gear up. LNAV, checked. Now that's what I call a short takeoff run, isn't
German
it?
Cargo 381 Heavy, fly the Ranger transition, frequency change approved. Have a good flight.
German Cargo 381 Heavy, Ranger transition, frequency change approved. Thanks, bye-bye.
You're welcome, thank you, sir. Tower 1720 Tango, you can proceed eastbound, follow the South Shore route to the east.
And flaps 1. Speed checked.
Following the south,
Flaps 1.
November 1720 Tango.
Flaps up. Speed checked. Flaps up. Now this is interesting, the flight director seems to have commanded the left turn very, very late. Autopilot, and the flaps are up. So let's continue our climb up to like 10,000 or so. And then after takeoff checklist complete. So, climbing up to 20,000. I have to admit, after flying FS-24 for such a long time, the graphics in 2020 really don't look that impressive anymore, do they? A year ago I would probably have said, oh, look how great New York looks, but I have to admit that has somewhat changed since 2024 came out. Nonetheless, we still have a great view on Manhattan down there.
And 1720 Tango, I just want to be sure I'm understanding you correctly. You want to follow the shoreline to the east, correct?
Okay, heading select.
Yes, yes, that is.
Let's go over to Honeycomb here. And then passing 10,000. So we don't have any supernumeraries on board anyway, so seatbelt's going to auto. Well, and then let's go direct Romeo Bravo Victor. LNAV available. LNAV. Well, and that's all I can offer you for the time being. We are flying German cargo though, so let's bring up the small engine display. Alright, and then I see you a little bit later within the flight. Wow, time literally flies when you're sitting in that 777. Beautiful look out the front windows, and overall beautiful country that we are flying over at the moment. But well, we are already rather close to our top of descent, so let's go ahead and start to prepare our aircraft for our approach into our destination. So we are going to do the ATIS request. Going to request the VATSIM ATIS with automatic updates, so in case a new one comes out, the aircraft will automatically alert us to it. Okay, ATIS request is sent. In the meantime, let's go over here, verify that our speeds are all correct. We already have a descent forecast, very good. Then Kilo Charlie Victor Golf /25 miles. Alright, the weather just arrived as well. We have information Delta and generally good weather conditions. Perfect. So nothing for us to worry about. Very good. Then let's get rid of that. Or actually, let's bring it up once more. It's a 220 at 7 now. 10 miles, 2988. That's pre-selected. So then, looking for the arrivals, and we got the Governor 7 arrival. And let's verify our runway real quick. With the wind from 220, we are certainly landing south. The DHL ramp is located down here, so that's where we'll vacate toward. That means 18 left is the correct landing runway. And 18 left is what we've entered over here already. So we can take this one and let's see if there is any parking chart for us. Yeah, parking chart DHL ramp, perfect. So the last thing we need is our approach charts, and that's an ILS runway 18 left. Perfect. So then, quick check of our arrival to be sure that all those waypoints match. We're coming from Collins. We're already inbound to JBIS above level 240, then via Brown, Icky, govern below 17,000, and then via Kennedy, Udays. And then we continue via Jota, 250 knots between 9 and 12,000 towards Kato at 210 knots and 8,000 AJ. Then that one over here is Igogo, and then via Nixall, 210 knots, 6,000 feet, and then radar vectors for the approach southbound. Let's now have a look at the approach chart, which we can find over here, 21-2. So the approach itself starts in, let's see, we have Barry at 4,000, then Frazee 2,400, 3-degree glide matches the FMS down to the runway, and for the missed approach we go to 1,500, climbing left on a 3,000, outbound Charlie Victor Golf, radial 109 to Calif and hold. So for our nav 8 we are gonna take Charlie Victor Golf in here with a 109 course. And the minimum 1089. Now I'm a lazy person, so let's go EFIS control. So minimums 1089. Set, and here we go. Alright, 9.9 tons on arrival, and the current fuel on board equals 11.7. That means we use around about 2 tons. So if we calculate 189, then we are certainly on the safe side here. So 189, then let's run some mathematics. Landing en route, Cincinnati, 18 left. So 189, and that's all okay. Import the weather. Let's calculate a flap 25 landing, because I really don't think we need 30. So 2,079 meters, easy going. So flaps 25, and let's see which auto brake setting we can go to without exceeding our runway. Alright, auto brakes 1, easy going. Here we go. Alright. So, ready for the briefing? Threats for the arrival, honestly, Honeycomb is the only one I see, so we have those CTAFs in use here in the USA. That means we gotta transmit on far too many different frequencies. 18 left, 118.975, I suppose. Yeah, that shall be fine. So 18.975, and then the stars, as we've already had a look at, and the same goes for the approach. Starting in 2,400, 3-degree glide, minimums at 1089. Flaps 25 approach with idle reverse to vacate the runway to the right with auto brake 1. Into the Amazon ramp, and having a look at the real-world flight on Flight Radar. They have parked up over here, so 13 or 14, either of the two. You have questions about that? Nope? Perfect. So that's our briefing complete. Reset MCP altitude, yeah, in a moment. So, no notes over here, descent checklist please. Recall, checked, notes checked, auto brakes 1, landing data. VREF 25, 137, minimums 1089. Set left and right. Approach briefing completed. Descent checklist complete. So that's our initial setup complete. Then let's continue on towards our destination. So we're leveling 9,000, reducing speed towards 210 knots, and that actually means we need flaps 1 all the way up here. Not kinda what I would have hoped for, but it is what it is. So let's continue our descent. 8,000 is our next altitude, and then we are already turning into the downwind. In the meantime, we've passed 10,000, so the lights are on, the signs are on, and Recall is checked, nothing interesting in here. Continuing the descent towards 6,000 then. Enough path. Alright, approach checklist please. Altimeters, QNH 2988. Approach checklist complete. Alright, turning downwind, and thereafter we are already almost there. Looking down at the approach chart, we are currently over here, so Cincinnati is right over there. Let's have a look if we can already see it out of the front window. And yeah, I think that's our field, and then the city's gotta be to the left, so probably this? I think there's a river over there, probably this. But if you know better, do let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, nicely established on the downwind. Everything's under full automatic control, but I tell you what, if we already have the chance... Oh, I think I spotted the city. That looks like it. That definitely looks like it. So, let's do a little bit of manual flight. After all, if we are flying Boeing already, we definitely gotta use our chances. Not like it would be super different from manually flying Airbuses, but we don't get to do it too often these days anymore, so I think it's definitely a good idea to use the chances we have. And let's continue the descent to an altitude of 3,000 feet and continue on the present heading, please. Level change, and we stay on manual thrust, please. So let's extend the center line from, yeah, give me Frazee. Execute. Almost on profile, very nice. So down towards 2,400. Lovely scenery here, isn't it? Lots of forest over here. That's something I really notice a lot in the US. Compared with Europe, the US has a lot more rural areas. Okay then, left heading 270. Let's do 1,000 feet a minute. That's looking much better here. Cincinnati traffic, jump cargo 381 heavy, left base 18 left. So the wind is currently pretty cross at 30 knots. Fly slope alive. Flaps 5, speed checked. Oh, come on. Yeah, turn off your photogrammetry. I did not miss these messages. In all the time using FS 2024, I did absolutely not miss these kind of messages. Right, left heading 210, cleared ILS approach, runway 18 left. Let's not make the bank too steep. Alt. So I'm kind of trying to steer it directly towards Frazee. Okay, localizer capture. Gear down, flaps 20. Flaps 25. Glide slope capture. Go around altitude 3000 set. Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Correcting speeds. Cincinnati traffic, John Cargo 3 and 1 heavy, ILS 18 left, 3 miles. Okay, 16 knots crosswind here.
5, terrain.
No, no terrain.
4, approaching minimums.
Check.
200. Minimums.
Continue. Alright, first 777 landing in a while. Let's make it a good one.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Spoilers! Reverse green. Manual brakes.
Remaining. 1,200
80 knots.
remaining. $900 remaining.
And here we go, that's our exit. So, vacating the runway, then let's go straight across Tango onto Sierra. Come on, stop lagging. And onto the main ramp, then off to the left again. So, speed down to 10. Onto the ramp, and then we have a little bit of straight line, which we can use to clean our aircraft up. Here we are, looking good. APU on, lights off, auto brake off, flaps going up. Speed brakes up and transponder alt off. Okay, so we are parking on stand, let's see, I think that was 14, no 13. And we are not going off the ramp like that. The wind is really pushing us here. So, GSX, and we're looking for, well, the ramp. 13. Follow me, no thanks. And handling by DHL. Yep, that seems about correct over there. As we are taxiing across a ramp right now, we kind of have to keep the speeds to 15 knots. Shouldn't go faster than that. Alright, we are at 2 minutes now. We did use idle reverse, so shut down engine 2. Okay, there's a wing walker. Let's not run across him. Did they just... No, don't tell me they modeled the ramp the incorrect way round. Look at that. Look at where she's facing. Oh boy. Okay. Revoke parking services. Come on, remove all that clutter. Do we really have to taxi into ramp 12 now? Oh god, GSX. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Alright. Well, then it just became ramp number 12. Works for me as well. No martial law, of course, but that's fine. We'll just do these things ourselves then. Got to taxi all the way forward to the holding line. I think somewhere over here. So, brake set, APU running. So, all doors in park, please. And the engine is shutting down. Very good. Alright. Shutdown checklist. Park and brake. Set. Shutdown checklist complete. Then the FO has already disarmed the doors. Very good. Well, my friends, let's see how we parked. Yeah. Could have taxied a bit further, I see, but we are within the spot. That's the important thing. Even the wingspan fits perfectly. And that was a good choice over here. Alright guys, so I hope you've enjoyed this one. Leave your feedback in the comments below, and as always, if you love what I'm doing on the channel, I would appreciate if you could leave a like on YouTube, comment to let me know what you think about the video, and finally subscribe if you're up for more. If you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below, but in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, like, comment and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.